for you all, or lack of it, whatever the case may be at the moment. So yeah, the alarm clock's switched off, there's no commute to be doing. I know my commute's taking about 2.5 minutes at the moment, rather than what it was some months ago. It's certainly more than that. There's no school run to be rushing about and to be late for. So why are we having an issue around erratic sleep patterns at the moment? So since the outbreak of coronavirus, a lot of us have experienced disruption with our sleep. So what's first of all really important to say is this is a perfectly normal and natural response to a situation that's out of our control. Basically, it's our body's self-defense mechanism kicking in to try and protect us. So that's the first thing to know, that it is actually perfectly normal situation that you're experiencing at the moment. So why are we waking up at night? Well, it's having a lighter sleep pattern. It's completely normal to wake up during the night. We sleep in cycles, so therefore normally we would wake up and we would just be easily roll over and drift back off again. However, in this current climate, we are waking up alert. And then our brain kicks in and we can go off to that place that would certainly take us from a restful sleep. So instead, it's good to sort of be able to keep yourself calm, be able to think so rationally, what is it that's actually woken me up? Am I too hot, too cold? Am I thirsty, or do I need a trip to the loo? So how do you get back to sleep then? $1,000,000 question. So if you find your mind starting to wander off, then try a simple relaxation technique. And that is to breathe in for a shorter count than what you breathe out for. So for example, breathe in for a count of 2 and then out for a count of 4. Now what this does is this sends a signal to your brain to tell it that you're happy and that you're relaxed. And by concentrating on your breathing, then that should allow your body to naturally relax and be able to nod off. However, if you can't sleep after say 15-20 minutes of doing your nice relaxing breathing techniques, then you should get up. So distract yourself, perhaps do a jigsaw, listen to some self-hypnosis that we'll have all available for you as well. Anything to sort of distract your brain and then return back to bed when you're sleepy. So here's some top tips for a better night's sleep then. So tip number 1, have a regular routine. So yeah, we're all disrupted at the moment. Like I said earlier, there's no commute, there's no school run. We're perhaps up a little bit later, sleeping a little bit longer once we actually get to sleep to try and sort of catch up. But it's a really great idea to try and stick to a regular bedtime and a regular waking time. It just keeps that body clock and that momentum going. So, and not just for weekdays as well, but weekends. It's good to try and keep into as much as a routine as we can. Tip number 2 is to think about your emotional state of mind. So I believe that de-stressing the mind before bed is hugely important, and it gives us a much better chance of having a restful night's sleep. If we're stressed before we go to bed, then it's going to be pretty difficult to get a good night's sleep. So a great idea is to take 5 minutes or a few minutes before we actually go to bed and just think about a few things that we're grateful for. So it might be family, friends, or health. It might even be the sunny weather that we're all having at the moment, because the brain finds it really difficult to feel grateful and anxious at the same time. So another really good tip for you there. number 3, a bit of a no-brainer, is a digital detox. So try and restrict the time that you're exposed to technology. Try and keep away from the news last thing in the evening, checking our phones. I know it's something I'm guilty of, so I definitely something that I've been adopting and finding it's really helpful to have that bit of switch off just before you're trying to relax your brain and get into a nice peaceful sleep. So yeah, it's about thinking, put that phone away, that news, that message will still be there in the morning for you. And my last tip is about thinking about our natural daylight. So it's really important when you're working from home like I am, or if you're homeschooling like I am as well, it's really important to get out into the fresh air no matter what the weather, but we're obviously being blessed with a little bit of nice weather to help us through. So yeah, even if you don't have a garden, you know, get out onto the doorstep, have your daily exercise, just getting the body into that natural tiredness and burning off some steam, especially if you've got little ones running around as well that normally having 2 or 3 breaks a day. It's really important to get out there and get some of that vitamin D, get some of that fresh air into your lungs, especially when we're being less active than we normally were. I know my steps have certainly been affected badly. So it is about getting out there into the fresh air, into the sunshine, and naturally tiring ourselves out. Even if it's doing a little bit of weeding, you know, planting a few flowers, anything at all, just to get you out into the fresh air and getting you a little bit of activity going, will help promote a really natural tiredness and fingers crossed, a nice restful night's sleep. So I hope those tips and that information has been really useful for you, and I wish you all a really peaceful, undisturbed night of sleep.